Get a moment with that opportunity. And right now, somewhere around you, right here, there is an opportunity waiting just for you. An opportunity that could lead you on your path for the rest of your life. As franchise Indians every day, everything we do is creating an opportunity for you. Because your growth is our business.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us on this webinar called Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a webinar series presented by Management of Franchise India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with an aim to introduce to a new business opportunity. Today, we have a QSR brand from Australia called Funk Cafe Plus Food. Funk Cafe Plus Food, founded in 2005 in Adelaide, Australia, is a renowned cafe chain known for its quality food, premium coffee, and vibrant atmosphere. With a strong focus on freshness, exceptional customer service, and a unique funky vibe, the brand stands out from competitors. Currently operating multiple stores in Adelaide, Funk Coffee Plus Food is now seeking franchise expansion in top Indian cities. To talk more about this brand and the business opportunity, today I'm joined with Swaraj, the Senior Vice President, Friend Global. We will also have Nikita, the finance consultant. And of course, we have joined with the founder of this brand, Arthur and Joanna from the Adelaide. Now, before we start and talk more about the brand and the business opportunity, I would like to inform all the viewers that you also have an opportunity to ask questions related to the brand and the business. So I would request you all to please keep on posting your queries into the Q&A box to make this session more interactive. Now, and of course, we will take all those questions post the brand presentation. Now, I would request Swaraj to please take the lead and let's set the context of this webinar, and then we'll go on to the presentations and rest of the work. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bharat, for the quick introduction, and I'm very happy to present one of the most unique brands which we have gotten in the Fran Global portfolio. And thank you, Arthur and Joanna, for taking out the time and opportunity to join along with us for presenting the brand. So I'll not take too much of time because my colleague Bharat has already given a detailed brief about this brand. But as far as the market, Indian market is considered to be, we are exponentially growing out in the F&B segment. And each and every brand which we have on our portfolio is unique on its own. It is very different in the terms of offerings, in the terms of ambience, in the terms of look and feel. And that's what has made these brands very, very, very receptible to the investors who are looking in for opportunities. So all the investors who are connected there with us, I would request you that you go through the brand details. We'll give you a quick understanding about the commercials, and also after this, we will get in touch with you to have a detailed discussion about the brand. If you are interested and you are looking in for an opportunity for a single unit, multi-unit, or a master deal, we will like to have a one-on-one call along with you to understand about you and your profile. And then we will get Arthur and Joanna on the call to give them a better understanding about you. And we would like to take it ahead for any opportunity which is there along with us. So I would request Sritama, my colleague, to play a small video. After that, which I would request Arthur to take the platform and give a brief presentation about the brand. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions, I would please put your questions in the Q&A box. We will also share our contact details for you to be in touch with us for any further queries if you have. And also, we also are doing our master franchise shows and our shows in each and every city for the next 15 days. If anyone is interested to have a face-to-face meeting, we would love to meet you, and we would love to set up a face-to-face meeting along with our chairman and our MD who is traveling to each and every city for meeting interested investors. So, Shitama, if you can start on the video, then we will take it up from there. The video is getting
Hello. I think we had a couple of technical
yeah, it was
video, but
distorted a bit. We will play it once more after the presentation is over.
no, that's okay. Thank you, Bharat and Swaraj, and thank you all for joining in and listening to our story. We're Funk Coffee and Food. My name's Arthur. This is Joanna, and we're the founders of Funk Coffee and Food, a business we started in 2005. A little bit of a background on ourselves. Joanna is financial background, economics, and I'm a civil engineer by trade, but we were flung into this cafe business 20 odd years ago. My family had a history of hospitality, so it was in my blood, and we look forward to talking you through our concept. Funk Coffee and Food is, as Bharat and Swaraj have spoken, primarily in the QSR sector. We specialize in coffee and freshly made food, food that appeals to all sorts, from cakes to sandwiches to paninis to the Australian brunch breakfast menu that we'd love to introduce to the Indian market, which involves a lot of avocado, poached eggs, and so forth. A lot of innovative dishes that we'd love to bring. I think our history has always been like customer focused, customer service, and trying to provide the best possible quality for good price points. Here in Adelaide, we've grown to 15 stores. In Australia, our coffee is world-renowned, especially the milk-based coffee. We have our own blend that we have perfected, that is specially blended for us. We also have a real focus on not just coffee, which a lot of chains like the big name chains do, but a really, really big focus on our fresh food, and that's made fresh to order in store every day, which is something that I've been to India on numerous occasions. It's something that I feel is a big point of difference for our brand. Not only exceptional coffee, but the fresh quality food component. We do a lot of wraps, a lot of healthy salads, and we really focus on making food fresh at that time that it's ordered. So that's something we do here in Australia that we'd like to bring over there, which I haven't seen a lot with the chains making that fresh quality food when it's ordered. Our business model stands for itself. I think we've always thought about price points, but we've also thought about return to investment. So I think Nikita is going to bring that to you soon as well. So it's not just we've over the last 20 years we've strived to better ourselves as we've gone along, learn from mistakes, because there's always going to be mistakes and things to learn from, and try to streamline the business and brought it to where we think it's at a level that it can grow exponentially, and hence that's why we want this growth in India and the Gulf, and we've also looked in Europe and Southeast Asia as well. So we're looking to grow Funk. I'll hand over to Jo. She'll share a few things.
I guess over the last 20 years, we've also created different models for the stores. So we have a kiosk model, we're in education hubs, we're at the airport. We initially started opening stores at the base of buildings and business hubs, and that's how we first grew. But we've also got a model for shopping centres and high street. So the concept has been proven, it does work and can be adapted both size-wise and demographic-wise, and depending on the location and the clientele. And I guess what Arthur did already touch on is we've travelled the world and we haven't really seen anywhere else that does what we do to the extent that we do it. The grab and go, like Pret, is all pre-made and packaged. So while our display cabinet does have a grab and go concept, they're all freshly made that day and they're not pre-packaged. We actually toast and package as the customer orders. But we also have a made in front of you concept, a little bit like Subway, but not Subway in any way, shape or form, where you've got the theatre there, so the customers can see the freshness and they can see their rolls or paninis or wraps being, carefully made right there and then for them, which is a little bit different. And again, we do cater, depending on the demographic and the clientele, on the menu, and we can tweak it to suit. And we're very committed to forging a partnership with like-minded parties, and we're committed to the Indian market. We've already registered our trademark there. So we are committed to entering the market, and we hope that we can meet like-minded partners to grow the brand and concept further.
So Sritama, we can roll through a few more. What's the next
screens, I guess? Yeah.
So basically, Arthur, you have this fresh food concept which is there, which I think is additionally a very unique thing.
I think that's the point of difference. Like I said,
point of difference which is there, which is a good point to note, because now what has happened is that actually after COVID, any customer who is coming to the coffee shops, they would not like to have any food which has been pre-cooked or pre-made or stored. I think this fresh food concept which you have it as a part of your coffee shop is definitely very different from the current coffee shop concepts which are there in India or which is there.
Well, here in Australia, the way all our produce and deliveries are bought into store, each store, so not centralized and delivered like in extreme conditions, or a lot of all the ingredients are bought into store and from there made for the day.
And we like to work with local producers as well. Another area of the business is catering. So we do a lot of business catering, which, is, for some of our stores is about 20%.
And we've recently introduced an app. So we've got a Funk app where, for time poor people or people that just want to pre-order, there's the opportunity to download our application, and all our menu can be picked up or delivered. And
that the Australian app will be adaptable to all other foreign markets.
That's right.
So it's ready to go.
So as this slide says, strong brand presence, we think the name really is the hook. We're all about fun, freshness, quality, and our in-store fit outs are very customized and really appealing and timeless. So that money you initially spend on that fit out, like we've had fit outs that still with a paint job or change of furniture still going after 20 years. Our first store is still there and still very current. So our look and our designs really reflect on a timeless longevity. So it's not just in vogue for 1 or 2 or 3 years. Hopefully it's in vogue for the long run, it has been here in Australia. The franchise model, it's pretty straightforward, like most franchise models, people that are like-minded. I think Joe really touched on that.
And hands-on. You've got to be hands-on and energetic. Right. And obviously we all know the more you put into the business, the more the business gives you back. So yeah.
And everything's there. We've got all the manuals, all the operations manuals, and we will source a supply chain that complements what we do here in Australia, that freshness that we keep talking about. So that's something that we will work with Fran Global, and I already have travelled to India a few times and made contact with a bit of a supply chain that's ready to go. We've put a lot of effort and we understand the Indian market very well, and like Joe said, and Swaraj yourself, we do see a niche there that we are a point of difference from the food aspect. Our quality of coffee is unsurpassed, but the food aspect is the point of difference in this space, we feel.
We also have a lot of alternative milks within our model. So
here in Australia, we have a lot of lactose intolerant people.
Lactose intolerant. So we've got oat milk and
almond milk, soy
milk. And we've got a dedicated coffee development manager that will come over and set things up with our partners.
So our coffee development manager is a roaster as well. So we'd work closely with Indian roasters to perfect our recipe so that the coffee is made in India. So there's that.
And our existing contract roaster is able to
accommodate
in the interim.
Yeah. Sure. I think the local supply lining up and the vendor management will be most helpful to the franchisee who opens and operates in whichever part of the country it is. And if we can get it streamlined for them, it as an opportunity, they are basically more comfortable working in that model, because that's what helps them to understand your standards also, as you have established this for the last 15 plus years of operations, which basically they can carry forward in India.
Yeah, and our back office, like our point of sales and back office and Dropbox, like all our recipes are available at hand. So there should be a lot of information and obviously extensive training that will come initially with the investors and prospective master franchises. But a lot of involvement from us, hands-on. We're hands-on people, and we really, pride ourselves in providing as much support as possible to our current franchisees and hopefully new partners internationally.
And some of our existing franchisees are multiple site owners.
Yeah.
So they have multiple franchises.
Yeah. And, we might not be at 1,000 stores or 2,000, or Australia's a really tough market. We're a vast country.
With a very small
With a
population.
very small population. And there's a lot of competition here in Australia. So I suppose that's part of our thinking as well. India's got a huge population. It's really developing a coffee culture. And we feel that it's a good opportune time to enter the Indian market. I hope that the investment opportunity, I think Nikita can speak about that. But yeah, this is what makes us different. We've talked about our coffee, the freshness of our food, our logo, our corporate image, we think stands out anywhere, everywhere. And like we said, attention to detail and a real focus on support and training. I think that's probably enough from us. That gives you why invest, hopefully because you like Joe and myself. But no, why invest? Because we feel we've got a product that will be successful, and hopefully with like-minded people, we grow success together.
Thank you, Arthur and Joanna, for giving a detailed brief and making us aware about your brand. We have some questions already which has come in, but I would request Nikita if she can take us through the financials, and then we can take up the questions and queries 101. And then after that, we will hand over the platform back to you again for a closure note. Yeah, Nikita, you can take us through the financials.
Sure. Thank you, Siraj. Thank you, Arthur, Joanna. For all the partners, I think we already have understood the opportunity that Fung Coffee has brought to India. I think before I run through the financials, I'd like to brief as in what is the expansion plan here in India. If we understand the coffee industry in India, it actually works on different kind of models. It would not only be a single store which is on a very big format. Rather, since we have these premium malls, we have the selected high streets, where a smaller capacity center with limited seatings could also be, I think, brought on with the sitting capacity is lower, but footfall is very high in these locations. So typically, according to that, with the Association for Fung Coffee, we have these different formats that we have brought. The first format could be a travel kiosk, which can easily be placed into malls and airport locations as well. Because if we see the upcoming airports and I think the most prominent airports in India, we do feel that having a premium coffee brand which has a lot of expertise into their food segment, into F&B segment, into coffee expertise, I think a 500 square feet of a store is what we have considered as typically a mall or a food or a airport kiosk. Here, a franchise fee that you will pay to the brand is for 10 lakh rupees. Apart from that, 70 lakh rupees would go into the setup cost of the center, which includes your interior designs, the build out, your kitchen equipment, the coffee machinery. Apart from coffee machinery, any kind of coffee grinders and the accessories that goes into that. So entire set of costing, we have already considered that could be accommodated into a 70 lakhs. An average order value is roughly around 450 rupees to 500 rupees that you can easily see as a per ticket value of a customer, where the average per day sale has been considered as 90,000 rupees. Royalties that you pay to the brand is for 6%. Apart from that, the food costs could run to between 30 to 35%, inclusive of your packagings and the food cost. employee cost and all the other expenses we have noted, because these kiosks would primarily be situated into these premium malls and airports. So the rental as a cost could be a little higher. But actually, that produces a higher amount of revenues for you as well. So typically, for these locations, between 20 to 22% could accommodate as a rental cost for you. Where we say that initially, if you have invested a sum of 90 lakh rupees in the 80 lakh rupees in the business, you can earn back, or the payback on that particular investment could be achieved in a period of 1.3 to 1.5 years, which gives you an average ROI of between 80 to 85, 80 to 88% on the initial investment that you have put. The other model that we have considered is for high street locations where you have at least a 40 odd sitting capacity into the center, so that people can come, have a bite, sit along that. I think this would be the most common and the most appropriate model that we feel can be, I think, exponentially being promoted into different cities, where we say metro cities, your tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Here, for a 1200 square feet center, you will be paying a 15 lakh rupees as a franchise fee, and another 1.2 CR goes into the total cost of your interiors, your kitchen equipments, your initial inventories, your supplies, the licenses that you procure, and the marketing cost. An average of between 40 to 50 seater capacity center is what we have considered it here. And an average order value could be between 500 rupees to 600 rupees. From this model, you can also go for your takeaways and deliveries, because delivery, as we understand in India today, has become a very prominent part in any F&B center. So I think somewhere between 20 to 25% of your sale is what you can accommodate from aggregators such as Zomato, Swiggy, which are the bigger player in India. And ideally, close to 3%. 28 to 30% is a commission that you pay to these aggregators on delivery cost. So if we'll see of the total revenue that you make, typically between 3 to 4% actually becomes a delivery commission that you pay to your aggregators. And roughly between 1.2 to 1.5 lakh rupees a day sale is what we have projected for these stores. Rental cost would be substantially lesser than if we consider the mall or an airport location. So here you'll operate on rental cost of between 15 to 16%. The food cost, packaging cost, and all the other expenses that we have already considered. So roughly around 90 to 90 lakhs to 1 CR could be an annual net profit annually if we are considering for a particular location. Again, the ROI on your initial investment could be between 80 to 85%, and essentially between a period of 1.5 years is what you can earn your investment back from the business. I think these two models are the most focused models for us. But obviously, sometimes there are these prime locations or malls where you would find, or these high streets where you find even a bigger area where you can accommodate maybe 75 or 80 people as well. So we have considered that as a model as well, because the brand has the expertise. If you see the different locations that they currently are operating, so they have the bandwidth to appoint these kind of locations and help you through that. So typically a 2000 square feet location is what we have also considered could be a part of the model, where a 15 lakh rupee franchise fee is what you pay, and additionally 1.5 to 1.6 CR becomes your setup cost, which includes your interior build outs, your kitchen equipment, your inventories, licenses, and everything. Here, your average order value could be a little higher as well, between 700 to 800 rupees, because I think the F&B would play a very strong, I think, part of the sales here. The food, where you have the savory art, products, you have these bakery products. So I think that would also play a very important role in this model. Essentially, around 1.7 to 1.8 lakh rupee per day sale is what you can achieve from these models, and the rental cost could be another 17 to 18% of as a running cost of your business. These models typically give you an ROI of close to 75%, where essentially between 1.5 to 2 years, you can earn the initial investment that you made into the business. So I think these are the three kind of models that we want to go forward with. Obviously, we would welcome any person who would want to have a single store, but essentially, if somebody want to take entire territory rights for us, maybe for metro cities or tier one cities, so we also have a model there where if somebody as a partner would want to open maybe 10 or 20 units for the brand, so we have the opportunity for those people to take on a particular territory license. But these licenses would be given at a cost of 75 lakh rupees. Additionally, maybe a central kitchen setup is also what you can procure too, because the kind of products that the brand is currently having in terms of savories, bakeries, those will be fresh products. And I think in association with the brand, we can see if we want to appoint a vendor, if a particular territory master would have to set up a central kitchen, I think that could be negotiated for. So essentially, your investment into the business could run somewhere between 2.5 to 3 CR if you want to take on an entire master franchisee of 20 centers. And I think a master franchisee would also share 50% of the franchise fee that you would collect from a sub franchisee, and 50% royalty share if you are going for a territory, right? And I think around 2 years is what you can see the return on the initial investment that you have made. So these are the two kind of models that we have. But I think either it's a single unit or a master franchisee, we are open to have into consideration those deals.
Thank you, Nikita, for taking us through the commercials. So I would take up the questions right now, which has come to us. So there is a query from one of the investors. His name is not there. If you can share from which city you are calling, or you are joining the call, we can get in touch with you also for discussion. So how does the food ingredient sourcing, which can create the same magic as it's done in Australia? So I think this question has already been answered by Arthur. He said that he has been to India and he has already got his vendor management organized, and he will ensure that whatever quality he is providing in his cafe in Australia, that same quality is maintained out here. And also some of the menu offerings which may have meat also need to be changed as per Indian habits. So
Yes.
we are
Yes, we
not,
understand
I
that.
yes.
understand that, and
So
we've got chef
that
that
definitely
yeah.
they said that they will be taken care of, and that is also not going to be totally different. But yes, in as per the requirement of the region, whatever region, whichever menu suits, or whichever
We fully
dish is not
appreciate
going to
that.
work, we will definitely rework it. Okay. And commercial projections, we have already discussed on the commercial projections, but if you would like to discuss more in details, we would request that when we call you, you can set up a call along with us to discuss the details and everything. Uh, is it up only for cafe franchisee? So it is, there are three models which you have discussed. If you can just put down your name and your city also, it would be great to be in touch with you. And what is the cost? So we have discussed the cost part also. So these are the few basic questions which are there. If anybody has any more questions or any more discussion in details which you'd like to have, you can get in touch with us. You can be in touch with us. And then if you have anything where we need to get Arthur and Joanna also on the call, we'll definitely be doing it. So thank you all for joining the session. Arthur, anything from your side as a closure note? After that, which I would request my colleague Bharat to take it up and
Well,
do
we'd
the
both like
closing
to
of the
really
session.
thank all of you for inviting us into your TVs or computers and letting us speak about what we're passionate about, funk, coffee, and food. Thank you for your time, everyone, all those investors that have tuned in, and we look forward to discussing further and in more detail with individuals that, like we said, are like-minded. But feel free in the interim to look at our socials, www.funkcoffeefood.com.au.
Our website and our Facebook and Instagram, and to get more of a feel and appreciation of
what we do. It shows you some of our menu, a lot of store imagery. So yeah, thanks again, everyone, and Fran Global. and
Thank you.
look forward to speaking to you all soon again.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Arthur. Thank you. Bharat,
All right.
on you now.
Okay,
The closing
that's
thought.
it for the day. I would like to thank all the viewers who joined this webinar. These webinars are basically done for you so that you can take an informed decision, right? Now we would also like to appreciate all the panelists, Arthur and Joanna, for being available for this webinar and presenting the brand journey, talking about yourself, providing the opportunity to the Indian investors, who would like to go with your brand. Thank you so much. And also would like to thank Suraj and Nikita for being available and sharing the financials and setting the context. So yeah, in case if anyone would like to get in touch with the brand, you all can get in touch with the numbers. Suraj has already shared his number in the chat box, but you can also get in touch with our hotline number, 9717-683838, or you can write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. So that's it. Tomorrow we will again come up with a new brand and the business opportunity. And till then, take care and have a nice day. Thank you, Arthur and Joanna, for
Thank you.
the
Bye-bye.
webinar.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.